Hello there, welcome to the news. I'm Shivani Thapa Bosnath. First, the headlines. Prime Minister says remaining works of peace process would be concluded in consensus of all political parties, commits to work in cooperation of all. CPN-UML chairman says the opposition will play a responsible role to protect national interest, instructs party lawmakers to present themselves in a considerate manner at the parliament. Home Minister says the guilty will not be spared at any cost, emphasizes on top-to-bottom approach in curbing corruption. Government-owned Hetauda cement industry closed since the past 5 months. Management says it doesn't have cash to even purchase coal. US launches strikes on 85 targets in Syria and Iraq in response to attacks on US military base. Iraq says this will bring disastrous consequences for the region. And Nepal police clinches the Prime Minister Cup men's national cricket tournament while Tribhuvanami wins its maiden Aharara Gold Cup in Pokhara. Here are the details. Prime Minister Pushpa Kamal Dahal has said the people deserve the right to receive services with ease. Inaugurating a new building of Ratu Amai Rural Municipality in Udaipur district today, the Prime Minister pledged to address the demands of the Ratu Amai Rural Municipality. The Constitution has enshrined the local government with many rights, the Prime Minister reminded, adding that the local government should provide services conveniently and in the manner that the public realize the decentralization of service. The Prime Minister expressed his confidence that the remaining works of peace process would be concluded in consensus of all political parties and committed to develop country in cooperation of all. The Prime Minister asserted that the country's economy is moving in a right track of late. Today itself, Prime Minister Dahal visited the adjoining Sindhuri district. Addressing a program in the district, the Prime Minister said the government is prioritizing development of agriculture sector, aiming to increase productivity and employment. Saying emphasis was on promoting agro industries, the Prime Minister shared the government was effortful to revive stalled industries. Prime Minister Dahal also shared that he had taken initiatives towards mechanization of agro-industries and increasing productivity. On the occasion, the Prime Minister said public trust on the government has been increasing owing to the public-centered works initiated by the incumbent government in the recent past. Prime Minister Dahal has sought bureaucratic cooperation to make successful the campaign of good governance launched by the incumbent government. At an orientation program organized on the 16th establishment day of National Employees Organization, Prime Minister Dahal underscored that achievement of good governance campaign would be determined by employees' contribution. Stating that the government has forwarded the campaign of good governance, social justice and prosperity with firm commitment, the Prime Minister, however, hoped that he gets support from employees in the coming days. Even for resolving problems in bureaucracy and ensuring smooth public service, employees' cooperation is essential, said the Prime Minister. Chairperson of the main opposition CPN-UML, KP Sharma Oli, has stressed that his party will play a responsible role to protect national interest. Addressing the meeting of the UML Parliamentary Party today, Chair Oli mentioned that the role of opposition party is significant to make parliamentary practice effective. On the occasion, the UML chair directed the lawmakers of his party to speak out against anomalies seen in the country and to present themselves firmly. Pointing out the need of strong and effective role of the opposition in the parliament, the UML chair urged lawmakers to be present in a considerate manner. Deputy Prime Minister and Home Minister Narayan Kaji Shrestha has said the government will not be influenced by any pressure for the release of guilty. Speaking at an interaction program with media persons organized in Pokhara, Minister Shrestha said anyone, be it leaders, employees, businessmen involved in corruption and attempt to looting the state will be brought to book, saying no one is allowed to be involved in fraudulent activities, corruption and looting the state coffer. The Deputy Prime Minister informed of directing security bodies to take action against the culprits. Home Minister Shrestha said since the government has launched a campaign of good governance, the country will be moved towards prosperity as per the expectation that the files of the corrupt will be opened continuously. A short break is lined up here. We'll be back with more updates on the national front. Do stay tuned. Welcome back to the news. 2 people died on the spot after a jeep met with an accident in Bhumika Sthan Municipality, Ward number 2 of Dhakabang in Arghakhachi. According to the ward chairperson, the jeep en route to Sandikharka from Upper Dhakabang met with accident at around 7 a.m. today. The deceased have been identified as Dewa Belbase, residents of Bhumika Sthan Municipality, and Jemkala Acharya from Sandikharka Municipality. Likewise, Kopila Khanal and her 8-month-old son sustained injuries and are currently receiving medical treatment in the district hospital, Arghakhachi. Nepali Congress's General Secretary Gagan Thapa has emphasized the inevitability of strengthening democracy, considering it the sole alternative. Speaking at a program in Birganj, Thapa conveyed his belief in the indispensable need for democratic reforms in the country. Thapa underscored the importance of reform efforts not only within political parties but also at the highest echelons of leadership in all sectors. While discussing the reform initiatives, Thapa highlighted the importance of concerted efforts from all individuals and communities so as to bring about fundamental and lasting changes. The leader emphasized that substantial reforms could only be achieved when everyone actively participates in the process. A renowned business person, Arun Chaudhary, arrested in connection with embezzlement of land belonging to Basbari Leather and Shoes Factory, has vowed to return land if the land acquisition was found illegal. Information to this effect was shared by an investigation officer involving in recording the statement of detained business person Arun Chaudhary. The statement is being recorded in the presence of Chief of the District Attorney Office, Kathmandu, Sandesh Shrestha, as informed by the Superintendent of Police from Central Bureau of Investigation, Navaraj Adhikari. Police had arrested business person Chaudhary, the then Executive Chair of Shoe Factory Ajit Narayan Singh Thapa, and proprietor of Champion Footwear Private and CG Chandwang Residency Sanjay Thakur in the same case. Investigation has been forwarded after detainment. The Power Distribution Centre of Nepal Electricity Authority NEA in Mahottari has collected over 50 million rupees in revenue in the 6 months of the current fiscal year. A total of 52.3 million rupees was collected from the fine and cable fixing. The NEA has upped monitoring of electricity leakage in recent months. The Authority Power Distribution Centre stated that it recorded 297 cases of electricity leakage in 6 months. Those involved in power leakage were fined by the Power Distribution Centre, as informed by the authority. More than 2.7 million rupees was collected in fines alone. Similarly, the Power Distribution Centre fixed power supply for 488 customers, which earned over 30.8 million rupees. Lined up is a short break. We shall return with the international headliners on the other side. Do stay tuned. On this side, we check out the international headliners. The U.S. has launched strikes on 85 targets in Syria and Iraq in response to the last Sunday's drone attack on a U.S. military base. The White House had blamed an Iran-backed militia umbrella group for the attack that killed 3 U.S. soldiers. Iraq says that the U.S. retaliatory strikes will bring disastrous consequences for the region and that civilians were among 16 people killed. The U.S. says its forces conducted airstrikes against Iran-based militia militia groups based in Iraq and Syria. Iran has denied involvement in the attack on the US base, calling the accusations baseless and saying it was not involved in the decision-making of resistance groups. 3 people have been wounded in a knife attack at a major train station in Paris, French police say. One suspect was arrested following the incident at Gare de Lyon on Saturday morning. The motive is unknown. None of the victims sustained life-threatening injuries. There have been several knife attacks in public places in Paris in the recent past. In December, 3 tourists were stabbed, one of them to death, near the Eiffel Tower. In January last year, 6 people were injured after a stabbing at the capital's Gare du Nord. A quick look now into the news still ahead in the bulletin. Up first, the business news. Hathras cement industry in Makwanpur, which has earned a lot of reputation for its quality products, has been closed for the past 5 months. The industry was closed because the management could not bring the coal needed for cement production on time. The management claims that coal could not be brought in because the government-owned industry is constantly running at a loss. However, other cement industries run by private sectors in Makwanpur district are still operating. Even before this, Hathras cement industry has been closed time and again due to various reasons. Even though the industry is not operating, the employees and laborers of the industry are only coming and attending the office. The industry, which has the capacity to produce 750 metric tons of cement per day, is only selling the cement produced in the past. Switching to sports now. Nepal Police has won the title of the Prime Minister's Cup Men's National Cricket Tournament 2024, defeating Tribhuvan Club in the final match held at the Tribhuvan University Cricket Ground today. The police team claimed a 6-wicket win, maintaining an unbeaten record throughout the tournament. In the initial innings, after winning the toss, Tribhuvan Club opted to bat first, setting a target of 182 runs. Vivek Yadav played a crucial role for the Army club, scoring a half-century with 63 runs. Lalit Rajbangshi and Deependra Singh Oiri showcased their bowling prowess, each taking 3 wickets, while Sagar Dhakal, Karan Kisi and Kushal Bhutel secured 1 wicket each for Nepal Police. In the second innings, Nepal Police successfully chased down the target in 37.5 overs, losing 4 wickets in the process. Shankar Rana was the top contributor with 62 runs, followed by Arjun Saud at 36, Amit Shrestha 28 and Arif Sheikh 27. The tournament featured the participation of 10 teams, including 7 representing the 7 provinces and 3 departmental teams. In a thrilling final match at Pokhara Stadium today, Tribhuvan Club emerged victorious, claiming the Ahar Rara Gold Cup trophy with a resounding 3-0 win over 3-star club. Jilipsi Chung Karki, Fatehman Ghale and Basanta Jimba each contributed a goal to secure the prestigious title for the army. The winning team not only lifted the coveted trophy but also received a cash purse of 1.2 million rupees, while the runner-up was awarded 600,000 rupees. A quick look into the weather update. The Met Division says the weather tonight and tomorrow is likely to be partly to generally cloudy in Gandaki, Lumbini, Karnali and Sudur Paschim provinces, and partly cloudy to mainly fair weather condition will persist in the rest of the country, says the division, while it further states that light rain is likely to occur at a few places of Sudur Paschim province. There are chances of light snowfall at a few places of the high hilly and mountainous region of Karnali and Sudur Paschim provinces, and at one or two places of the high hilly and mountainous regions of the rest of the country. Here are the rest of the weather details. And to wind up, here are the headlines. Prime Minister says remaining works of peace process would be concluded in consensus of all political parties, commits to work in cooperation from all. CPN Yamal chair says the opposition will play a responsible role to protect national interest, instructs party lawmakers to present themselves in a considered matter at the parliament. Home Minister says the guilty will not be spared at any cost, emphasized on top-to-bottom approach to curbing corruption. Government-owned Hetauda cement industry remains closed since the past 5 months. Management says it doesn't have cash to purchase coal. US launches strikes on 85 targets in Syria and Iraq in response to attacks on US military base. Iraq says this will bring disastrous consequences for the region. And Nepal police clinches the Prime Minister Cup men's national cricket tournament. Trivanami wins its maiden Harara Gold Cup in Pokhara. And that's it from this edition. Until next time, goodbye and namaste.